This is for Governor Abbott, and I know it's gonna take time for my video to progress, but this is for Governor Abbott. And I want to say something about something because we have to understand the meaning of what we're talking about here. I've been on to everybody from 2019 events when I was getting terrorized, and people didn't want to listen to me. And that stunt that y'all pulled in the mall and all that. I'm aware of everybody that sit by you, Governor Abbott, and I want you to know something. I'm aware of everybody that sit by you, that stand by you, that sit by you. And I'm aware of every single thing that's been going on and how y'all been behaving yourself towards me. In my civil rights complaint, we're going to put that my two state attorney did not want to listen to me. And Judge Kennedy abused her power and lied as a judge official and took the side of racism and manipulation in that car. Let's take another thing. You forced me to do this. And you will be held accountable, state of Texas and Governor Abbott, when you force me, when my state attorneys and the judge want to. No, Judge Kennedy could have did a lot of things different. And she decided not to. And I was never the problem. Your worker was the problem. Your attorneys in that courtroom was the problem. One of the workers that's in Judge Kennedy worker threatened me, talking about I'm going to show you. When my state attorney did not want to listen to me. And you know what I caught on to them, Governor Abbott? I want to tell you what I caught on when one of them was talking about that tax dollars. My first state attorney was in the mall. That's all you fuckers care about, right? I know he wasn't on my side the day he talked about that tax dollars. And he kept his facial expression, kept behaving himself. And then Ms. Brooks talk about don't make threats. No, you my lawyer. You supposed to go in there heavy. And you supposed to mint, you on my side, and you supposed to mint what you say, but you know you wasn't on my side. So she created a problem for me, Governor Abbott, the state of Texas. I want Governor Abbott to hear me because I'm a messenger. And I'm going to tell him about himself. And I'm going to tell him about your state attorneys. I've been watching everybody that sit by you. Every woman probably got my social media. Everybody that sit by you, Governor Abbott, probably on my social media platform, right? God said, your community act like they're scared of me, but they the one to fear. They the one that don't understand the greater fight that's ahead. But they scared of what they can't understand, right? You know what? They were scared of God. You know why they were scared of God, Governor Abbott? Because of what he can do. They were scared of his ability, the love that he had, that his ability, that he know what he had to do to get the job done. He saw his children starving. He had to make that a very understanding of those concepts. But he's going to hear me. Governor Abbott's going to hear me. It was cracking. But the concept that we was doing, we didn't have time for those things. But the power that we move in force that can understand. God knew one thing. You had power and you had control. And the people that followed you made the other people that followed me that was scared. We know these things, right? We know these things, right? God said, Governor Abbott, even if I stand before you, if you tell him to arrest me, you would do it, right? God said, you ain't ready to see me yet. Y'all act like y'all ready. Ask them if they'll follow that order. If God and Jesus was right in front of you. If Governor Abbott told you to do it, would you do it? God said it didn't matter if you believe in me or not. But power and control what got me crucified, right? Look at your little office in the courtroom. Look at them. Look at Judge Kennedy, how they wanted me to be silent. You know, I waited till my first lawyer, got to tell him off because I know Judge Kennedy was going to act an ass. I know Judge Kennedy was going to stick by her damn rules. So I waited till after the first lawyer got to tell him off about himself. Because I studied you how these other lawyers hit their attorneys. And you damn judges stand up for. I studied you. So I waited after that to tell the lawyer about themselves. And I waited till after the courtroom to tell Ms. Brooks about herself. You see, I'm a step ahead of you. I'm a step ahead of you. And everything you think I didn't know you was watching me, Governor Abbott, Attorney General. All of y'all little sneaky little ass behavior had been taken too far. Look at y'all at the border. And I know everybody that sit behind you they involved. You think I wasn't aware of it? You think I didn't know if the election was going on? And when people wanted to not hear my voice? When I was getting terrorized, the mayor think he had won this war. But let me tell Governor Abbott, if you let this mayor stay in position, you are wrong. And if the president let this mayor in City Hall stand, what they did me is wrong. You're no different from any other American, Governor Abbott. You're no different from them. Don't think you better than any other person that committed a felony in any one of those things. You're no different from them. Y'all are wrong, but y'all sit up there and make excuses and want to cast stones. But you don't want to change, Governor Abbott. I want to know if you always wonder about me, senators. I want to know if you always wonder about me, Houston senators. I want you to always know, have you ever questioned about me? At all the times, have you ever questioned about it? Because I believe the universe is going to get to you. It doesn't matter if people not following me. I believe the universe is going to get to you and you're going to hear me out. Tell your businesses in Texas, I refuse to let them tell me what I can't learn and what I can't do. And if Walmart don't understand it, I don't need them either. I want Governor Abbott to hear me. God said, while you here, you just a pawn. The next word, you really gonna have to understand that. You really gonna have to understand that when you just on here for an amount of time. God said, you really gonna have to understand that when you just on here an amount of time. You really gonna have to understand that, Governor Abbott. I know when I got locked up that the fight was gonna be a little hard, but I didn't know it was gonna be that hard, man, God said. I didn't know it was gonna be that hard. You know, a little sister told me a long time ago, Demir, little sister, you ain't ready for me. God said, y'all ain't ready. America is not ready. You ain't ready. Because you're still willing to lie. I would not bend down to racism. Jim Jones said something about something. He paid his debt to say, why should I pay my debt to racism society? I want Governor Abbott to listen to a song by Master 300. All I ever wanted was to get my family out the hood. But when I think of that song, all I ever wanted was growth. But understand these things, we are far from done. We are done. You have abused your power, Governor Abbott, in your state of Texas for wrong. You really think that I was one of them in there, that I was going to... Me and this black guy, we had a great understanding that we know he was an informant up in there. And he said he had to let me go, but your street people want to lie because they don't want to get caught and they don't want to answer the guard. But God said either way they're going, either the DEA goes to jail or not, they're going to answer to me. Body or nobody, you're going to get what you get. And the DA going to get their ass in trouble. The prosecutors and the Mary Johnson. But I want to tell you something. We are through. I want us to understand these goals of what you have done. You really thought when you put me in that state of Texas, you really had the balls to treat me like that. Governor Abbott, you think I didn't know about you? You and your attorney general, I was on to you in Addison. You didn't think I gave the FBI everything, the information in that, Governor Abbott? And the rest of Patrick Malone and all the rest of what y'all did me was wrong. See, your community blind. And your community blind, they don't see what you done. You and the rest of y'all have done. But God know. And how long are you willing to lie to God in that American flag, Governor Abbott and the Mary A. Johnson? How far are you willing to lie and smile at it? There's a reason why I haven't went to the Texas Supreme Court. Because I believe everybody is in their pocket and I believe they won't be on my side. But if you want to be a fair treatment, since Trump put that woman in the Supreme Court, and there's the reason why God says the reason why that woman got put in that office. I don't think Joe Biden ain't trying to understand me. I think it's all about politics. And you can't even get the president to understand you and understand what you want out of life. And you want growth out of life and you refuse to let racism stand in your way. The question, do Joe Biden understand me? Do Trump understand? Do all of these other people understand me? Even if you don't make a statue of me, I still be remembered. God has had his eye on you the whole time. God said, I tell your loved ones I'm sleeping, but they don't know my spirit have left my heavens. But let me tell you, when the riot was starting, a black guy came and told a white woman that I understand it's your fight. I understand, thank you for being it, but this is not your fight. Yeah, it's their fight because they come to accept us. But you're not willing to let them in and let them hold you. Because y'all stuck in the old testimony. We know we still got racism. God say we got old ways. Don't forget about the people that's walking beside you and they're willing to tell that people. But God said, You don't want them to love you. You don't want them to show them love. You're scared of what you can understand. God said, I'm watching you. I'm watching all of you. I'm watching you argue. I'm watching you telling them that it's not their fight. Your brothers and sisters that just got different colors as you, that is not their fight. But it's your same spirit is going to act like that in my heavens. See, down here is a different ball game. But in my heavens, I won't allow you to argue with each other without understanding each other. God knows each of you humans got selfish behaviors. We know you got selfish behavior. You don't want to, you got stubborn, you like to roll your eyes, you know you like to not to listen, you got your own opinions. God know your ways, then you know it. God said, I promise you when you come to my heavens, it's going to be a whole different ball game. But he also said, your former body, I want you to be able to touch me, to know who I am, and understand these things. So I have your former, your evolved body. You got a body down here in this earth, but you have an evolved body waiting on you. Just sitting there waiting for your spirit to go in, for you can touch me. You're going to be like, this is what you're going to do when you enter your body. Where is I? You're going to realize something. I just died. But when you enter your former body in my heavens, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to behave when your eyes open up. God is telling you what you're going to do. Where I'm at. Where is I'm at. God is telling you this is how you're going to react. Even though you're not going to recognize your loved ones. But in due time, memory will come back to you. In due time, it's going to come back to you. In due time, you will see. But God telling you how you react. The more you spend time with me in your heavens, and you're starting to get to connect with each other and know each other a lot more, your memory will come back to you. And you will understand these things as the perfect understanding. But God telling you what you're going to be able to do in your former body. I want you to touch me. I want you to do all of it. I want you to eat bread with me in my heavens. I want you to do all of these things. Not just in the physical earth, but here in my heavens. So I give you these things for a reason. God and Jesus say. Your body, your evolved body is waiting on you. You have stages here, but you also have a stage in the heavens. The planets that you live in. The planets. The universe. The planets, Mars and Venus. When you go in space, just because they can't talk, they hear you. Just because you're in the space shuttle, they hear you. Do you think you ready? These space astronauts don't even know they listening to everything you say. They know why you came. Domination is the problem why you're not going to go farther. That's the difference with the universe and the planets. No, the planets, when you step on Mars and the moon, the planet, just because the planet can't talk, it hears you. It knows why you came. But if the planet wants you to live and breathe, it's their choice. It's their choice. You know, people try to tell me when I was in Dallas County, they tried to tell me, throw me off my track and tell me what I didn't believe. We never flew to the moon. We never did that. And they try to throw me off my bed. We having a problem in Dallas with belief system. That's why we can't get along. That's the conflict that we have in the communities and the rappers we have. And they playing like OGP, we playing like UP. That's the conflict that we are having. I had it in Dallas County and I had it now. And I remember having this Alicia Keys song on and I played the differences and I let one of the dudes play because differences got out of support. One guy was in line, he said something about in Dallas County about he said something about in line when the food was coming and the thing. There's so many different stories that I don't know what to believe. Different times call for different attacks and situations. I was in church in the city, and church in the city, Ryan said something about, he said something about, he said, well, yeah, let me try to remember. He said, God put everybody, before him. No, God sent everybody on a mission. And when everybody completed their task, they came together in church in the city. But one thing we have to understand here that we need to understand, you panicking, right? You say it on the news, right? You really trying to find your creator. You really looking for answers that you if you find what you seek, would you like it? God said you ain't ready. The problems are getting too deep. You gotta understand that. Go in space. Keep going in space. Keep making all the things that you want to make. But the spirit is catching on. The planets are catching on. Space is catching on. The stars hear you. They listen to you in space. They notice everything. When I was in church in the city last Sunday, and I was in church in the city, and I was actually there, and I sat down and I closed my eyes, and I let the music hit my spirit. I didn't get up, I let it hit the spirit, and I let it hit the mind. I took all of those energies from those songs and I let it hit the spirit and I just closed my eyes and listened. And sometimes when you're sitting in that seat, and I did this in church in the city, and I'm in church in the city and I close my eyes for a moment. I'm listening to the music and I breathe in and out. And I'm listening to the God music. I'm in church in the city and I'm listening to it and I'm like, and at the church and I'm letting the music into my spirit. But I don't got my eyes on nobody. But I'm also breathing in and out sometimes when I go to church in the city and I go to the church and I just listen to the music, hear the sounds of them. Sometimes you gotta close your eyes and hear the sounds of the music, hear the sounds of it, and just listen to the wonderful voices in the church. Listen to them. Listen to them sing. Just listen to let their words hit your spirit. Let their words hit your spirit when they sing. And sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes open your eyes, close, breathe in and out, and closing, and hear those things. And that's what I do. Church in the city don't even think I did like they be so into themselves and they don't even see when I go to church in the city, when I'm going in there, everybody be so into themselves and they don't even know that I actually sometimes I breathe in and out and I be listening to their music. I stand up and sometimes I sit down. And sometimes when you sit down, you gonna have to try that. When you're in church, try those things. Breathe in and out and just listen to God. Listen to the music and take the music into your spirit and do those things. Take it into your spirit. Close your eyes and just listen. You don't always have to just close your eyes and listen. Just breathe in and hold your hands and just breathe and close your eyes. And breathe as you go. And watch the music hit your spirit. Watch those things hit your spirit and understand it. And I can pay attention to the stage of church in the city, but their words affect me, and their words it affect the spirit, the Holy Spirit. I'm just not looking at the body because in order to understand it, I don't want to just think it's a body. And if you focus on the body, you won't get nothing. I want to focus on the words or the impact of the song and what it means. And let the words of the song into your spirit and your mind. Think of the words, spell the words, think of the words of hitting your spirit. Sometimes you have to breathe in and out when you want to get the full passion of God. And sometimes you just gotta. And I be sitting in the seat and I be closing my eyes. And people think I be closing my eyes and I be doing it. And I be like, listen to the gospel, listen to God. Breathe in and out. Breathe. Listen to the music. Let it hit you. Sometimes you can grow more deeper. Your spirit can grow more deeper of understanding Him more. If I'm in front of Joy and Victoria and JD Jackson, if I ever go to their churches and not just the music, I'ma close my eyes and listen to the words. I'ma breathe in and out and listen to the words. So sometimes when we have preachers talk, can we listen to the words? Can we breathe in and out and listen to the words and hear the words really clear and understanding what it means? Uh, what it means? But I have more to do. And sorry, God, we got to focus on ourselves. Because we not had to court file and find what we need yet, God say. But DJ Khaled say, if you find what you need, yeah, I would be happy. I would love and obey and understand it. They say I'm making a fool of myself. And all the rest of them sitting up there lying. You making a fool out yourself because millions of people are still hearing me on my other networks. God said you just got to keep going at it. So I want you to breathe in and out, and I want you to breathe in and out. CNN said my behavior changed. My behavior changed because you listened. Because you listened. I want you to know that. But let me tell Governor Abbott some of the people that did me wrong. I want to tell them something. They hiding amongst you. Like when God told Moses to tell his people to paint the wall with blood. God knew that the non-believers was going to be amongst the believers. God knew this. God so also, I'm telling you right now, the same thing. The people that did me wrong in Texas, they hide amongst you. They hide amongst you. And God wants you to come out and tell the truth. God wants you to come out there and tell the truth. When I stood up in jail and I saw the big skyline, it was beautiful at night. No Russian attack, Dallas, Texas. Go ahead with that.
She may forsake you. I will not forsake you. Just because he left doesn't mean I left. Just because she left doesn't mean I left. I'm still in the house. I'm still opening doors. I'm still making ways. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. I'm going to teach it till you get it. The private.
T.D. Jackson is something with the drums of talk, but we understand what is more powerful here. We will preach in and out every time, but we have to understand we have to move in power and everything. But breathe in and out. But I will see y'all later.